I want to play a little bit of audio from UAL's last quarter because it's infamously considered to be one of the worst conference calls of all time. Let's take a listen to the CEO from last quarter.
We just have a little bit more work to do, and we'll continue to ask for a little bit more patience. I just need a little more time. We've always been about proof, not promise, and so right now I'm doing a little bit more promising, and the proof will come as we get more into the details of this. Again, I know this won't help matters much, but I know everybody's getting scared about the fact that we're not going to give these numbers because of some ominous reason. I cannot fully express to you how much in the middle of things that we are. We have dug ourselves in a hole from a competitive perspective, and the team that we've gathered together here is about regaining that competitive advantage.
George, not the kind of thing typically one wants to hear from a CEO, lots of unable to answer questions. Has Oscar Munoz been able to turn it around to some extent since then and regain the confidence of investors?
Well, I mean, we haven't heard a lot since then, and we'll hear more, obviously, today on the earnings call. Earnings really came in right in the middle of where they guided, so, I mean, that's at least some efforts to restore faith that management knows what's going on, and I think that was the big challenge in that call, was that you got this sense that senior management didn't really know what the drivers of some of the issues that the companies were and how to address them. And I think as analysts, that gets you very concerned. But like I said, this earnings report came in right in the middle of the guided 6 to 7% pre-tax margin. So that's a start.
George, judging from what we see in the earnings thus far, without having the benefit of the earnings call as of yet, how much is United Airlines' success at this point and for this quarter because of what's going on generally in the industry, and how much of it is what UAL itself is doing?
Well, I mean, I would still stress that United Airlines continues to lag Delta. Delta gets better yields, essentially better fares for the markets they fly in. And even this report, while it came in the middle of guidance, it's still, Delta had a 4% growth in their average fare during the quarter. I use yields as fares. And United was around 2%, and in domestic was at 0%. This is a story about an airline that needs to take more market share in the U.S. domestic market. They're adding a lot of capacity to that market, and fares were essentially flat in that market. So there's still work to be done to bridge their performance with Delta. That's a lot what we're going to sort of concentrate on the call today. Mm-hmm. So it was an on-target earnings report, but it didn't blow away any of the previous guidance we got.